And we're back like cook crack. No, welcome back. I'm Savage.
This is Ty.
And we are the Articulate Podcast, aka the most articulate motherfuckers you will ever meet in your life. Better known as the Clapback King and Queen. And this is the Articulate Podcast. Our goal is to educate you guys and improve your ability to articulate on what's going on in the world.
What's up, y'all? How was your weekend, by the way?
My weekend was pretty fun. I had, a brunch. I didn't drink, but it was still fun. And
It was an MLK weekend.
It was. Oh, and I volunteered. So
Okay, God.
Yeah.
Did you have a Monday off?
I did have Monday off, but they tried to get me to volunteer for the whole 9 to 5. I said, not today. I'm sorry. I can give you a half of a day.
Listen.
But I'm not going to give you my
worked
whole day.
one day this entire week.
Work.
Because the Atlanta 1-inch dusting of snow took us out. We can't function.
Meanwhile, I walked to work with snow boots on because they didn't clear off the sidewalk. Thank you, D.C. Mayor Bowser. Shout out to Mayor Bowser.
I was at the grocery store today. I was very productive. I ate. I took a nap. I went to the grocery store. Listen, I appreciate it, Atlanta. Whoever is responsible, we thank you. Let this continue. The next dusting of snow, I hope, is on the way because I'm good. I'm good with it.
Pathetic.
All right, y'all. So this first segment we're going to get into, I like to call Articulate. We're going to run through a list of pop culture topics based on you guys' social media comments, some tweets and opinion pieces from you guys. The first thing I want to talk about is actually Tiffany Haddish. She's on an incredible come up. If you remember, Savage, she had like an incredible 2017. The Girls Trip movie came out, which she was like a breakout star in that. But she's been doing stand-up for a minute. I've seen a lot of old videos of her that I didn't know about before, but now she's the new face of Groupon. I saw that the other day online.
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
I remember her telling a story about it, about how she used a Groupon
Yeah.
for one of those, what was it, like the swamp tours in New Orleans or something?
For Will and Jada.
Yeah. So it kind of made sense.
I'm really happy Will is on Instagram because he's everything on Instagram. Do you follow him?
Yes, absolutely.
Y'all, if you do not follow Will Smith, please log on to Instagram. You probably already got it up. Log on and type in Will Smith and follow him because he is hilarious.
The shit is hilarious. It's like I almost forgot. I watch the Fresh Prince reruns every now and then, but it's like I almost forgot. That nigga is funny though. I almost forgot that shit.
He's funny.
It's very entertaining. He be having a family on there and shit, but Tiffany Haddish, she's on the come up. So I really just wanted to give her props. I feel like that's how we kind of been starting, and I needed to go in that same vein. But she's the first black female comedian to host Saturday Night Live. She's really doing it up, and I know she got some movies, one with Kevin Hart on the way this year, I think, and some TV shows and shit that I heard that she's gonna be in. So
let me tell you who makes movies, honey. It is Kevin. Little man, cheat on my wife, stay with her heart.
Movie making motherfucker.
That's a movie making nigga, and guess what? He gonna have to continue because if Eniko decides she don't want to be with him no more, guess who's getting a bag? Eniko.
Listen, Eniko didn't flinch when she heard about that girl. She been know about that shit.
The same way you got him is the same way you gonna lose him. Okay. Anyway, we're not going to go back. That's super old and cold.
It is, but it's still,
crusted over tea. It's snowed over.
Jumanji, and that's all that matters.
But I just wanted to say, I appreciate you being so positive about Tiffany Haddish. But I remember seeing a story that she kind of embellished in that book that she wrote, saying that her ex-husband abused her, etc.
I think she admitted
and she kind of shrugged her shoulders at it. And I'm like, sis, please do not embellish somebody beating on you because there are women getting knocked upside their head right now.
Exactly. That is very true. I did hear, and that kind of got brushed to the side in the media because it wasn't a huge story, but I did hear something about that. And I feel like I heard that she admitted to that the book wasn't 100% truth. But
yeah,
that's actually some bullshit when you think about it.
It is, but again, black excellence. Keep doing what you're doing. Stop lying. Congrats, Tiffany Haddish.
Congratulations, girl.
We
touched on Will Smith, but I also have you seen that movie Bright that he put up on Netflix? He put out with Netflix. They're supposed to be getting a sequel. I haven't even watched it yet, but it was in the news because a lot of people were saying. First of all, a lot of people said it was a trash movie, but it had mixed reviews. I've heard other people telling me it was really good, but They're like some orphs or some kind of like non-human motherfuckers on there who apparently they say are the blacks of the movie, and they treat them like shit. So people said it had a lot of race
Wait a minute,
or
who
racial
said they the
issues
blacks
come
of the
into play.
movie? Did black people say that or did
Black
non-blacks?
people said it. The niggas said it.
Lord.
So I believe, but I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna see what it's all about. But apparently he getting a sequel already. I saw that he was with his co-stars on Instagram because that nigga posts everything and that shit is funny. Um, but yeah, I gotta watch the movie for myself because I don't know. You know how you can't listen to niggas on everything.
I've seen pieces, bits and pieces, but I wasn't 100% there. I'm not going to say what it was. I'm not going to incriminate myself, but I was a little zoned out. But I can say
Look
the
at
pieces
God.
that I did see, they were all right. You know what I'm saying? But for a Will Smith movie, I would expect more.
Speaking of movies though, Black Panther.
I'm going to
It's
see it.
it looks so fucking good. Like all the trailers, it's a full black cast, black production team. But it set a record for best first day advance ticket sales for any Marvel movie ever. So
I love it. It looked like the previews that I saw, it looked pretty dope. The event I'm going to here in DC, it's actually sold out, but you might be able to find something similar. But one of maybe I shouldn't say her full name, but
so
this girl that we went to college with, you know, she bought out a theater and it's going to be a whole event. So I'm looking forward to it. I just ordered a Black Power beret off of Amazon. And I'm going to make sure my hair is picked out and froed out. And it's going to be a black extravaganza.
it's gonna be some of
And
the blackest shit. The movie Black, and everybody in the audience is gonna
we're
be
going to be
right there
black.
with it.
I might
Black
wear
as fuck.
sunglasses, but I don't know because I have terrible eyes. But I'm looking forward to
Listen,
it. I wouldn't consider myself to be a Marvel fan, but I will say that everything I've seen that's done by Marvel, I really enjoy it, and I'm just happy that we're in a movie where we're not portrayed as the help or a butler or
listen. Agreed.
Tyler Mary's right, but Tyler Perry movie with a terrible lace front and you know, somebody cheating on their husband or getting beat. So I mean,
I personally love
I'm excited about it.
Marvel. All their movies be fire as fuck. I love all the Marvel movies that have come out so far that I've seen. I'm almost caught up, but I'm definitely gonna be in theaters the first weekend. Here in Atlanta, I already got my ticket, so I will be there. Manny Cinco on Instagram said, "Never underestimate the power of the black man's coin,"
Okay, because we
and
got
that
a
is a
lot.
word, a whole word. Bitchcrafts on Instagram said, "Even if this movie isn't great, I'm going to pretend it's the best damn Marvel movie ever made. They'll never give us a black superhero movie with a fully black cast ever again if there are even whispers of it not doing well."
Exactly. 5 out
That
of
is
5.
the pure truth. We got to support. That's the only reason why I recently went to see that Proud Mary movie by Taraji, because the previews looked trash and the movie was not that good. Love you, Taraji, but yeah, no. I just had to give you my money. That's all, because it was black, and we need more black movies. So with lead black actresses, I think it was like I forgot the guy that directed the movie, but I think I know he's black, but I know he's did some other movies with her too.
Wait, it's called Proud Mary. Was it about Tina Turner? I'm sorry. I
They
have
played the
literally no
song Proud
idea.
Mary, but it was literally her as like an assassin. Like it was just not good at all. Like I went with one of my homeboys, and within the first 5 minutes, he was like, "This is not good." I was like, "You said it," and
Mm.
it was true. Like it just was okay. It
Well,
really was just okay.
hopefully she got a bag off of it because I'm sure she has a great agent. You know, Empire's been doing pretty well for a minute.
I just feel like if we can go sit through a Tyler Perry movie in the theaters and break records, we can sit for Taraji doing some
Exactly.
shooting and killing motherfuckers, and she killing white people. I mean, 45. But all
Hate.
right. So Floyd Mayweather, another person that we
What
need to
she
cancel
do?
for the whole year.
Damn.
He's a fucking idiot. He didn't know what the Me Too movement was. Hashtag Me Too. I talked about it last week.
Oh God.
So he was being interviewed, and instead of asking the interviewer, like, what are you talking about, when he asked him about his feelings on Me Too, he was just like, the who? And then the interviewer was like, the Me Too movement, women speaking out about sexual assault, whatever, whatever. And Floyd replied and was like, Oh, because when you say me too, my thing was this. When somebody be like, I got a Rolls Royce, I'd be like, me too. When
Shut up,
somebody say
girl.
they got a private jet, I say, me too. I got two, me too.
Hold on.
First of all, spell two, because he don't even know which one he's using.
Stop.
I
He can't
guarantee you
read.
that.
But look, um, I don't believe him. And the reason I don't believe him is because he's on Instagram as much as the rest of us. And I feel like he should have scrolled by it. Um,
I mean, unless it was explained in pictures, I mean, we can't depend on him comprehending any reading.
exactly. Or unless it was a video. But you know,
Right.
he comments on all his girlfriend's pictures. And I'm like, at some point, you should have scrolled by a Me Too post and had one of your girlfriends read it to you. I don't fucking know.
You know
But
what? What it is, I've read that he's made like a $1 billion in his career. He's too rich to give a fuck.
no,
He
he's
he
an
don't care.
abuser. He abuses women. He's
And
a
that's
woman
my
beater.
whole thing about him.
He's a whole
Like,
misogynist. He's a whole woman beater. He does not give a fuck about women's rights. He could give a shit if somebody says that they've been sexually assaulted.
exactly.
So just come out and say that. Just say, I don't give a fuck. I'm rich. You're not going to do
Listen,
anything about it versus playing ignorant. I hate when people play ignorant.
he served time for domestic violence. He can't read. He supported Trump when he said, grab him by the pussy or whatever. That, Floyd, you're canceled.
Bye,
Um,
Floyd.
No Baby Dykes on Instagram said, he's been a coon. I'm not surprised at all.
I'm with you, no baby dykes. I don't know about your screen name, but
Jasmine underscore not underscore Aladdin says, I mean, he can't read, so, and that is
and that's a
gospel.
fact.
It's true though. I mean, I don't know. I really do think he's just so rich that he's oblivious to what's going on because he don't have to know. Like,
Hold on. Can
he's,
I get on my soapbox real quick?
I mean, please.
I feel like as role models to somebody, right? He's on Instagram. He's flashing his money. He's flashing his private jets. I mean, Ray J. Ray J was a fan of his. That's one of his little proteges. Um, I don't know why I used him as an example, but I just want to say, if you are that wealthy, you need to take a more positive stand and stop basking in your ignorance and stand up and have an opinion on things. We talked about Colin Kaepernick last time, but Floyd, sis, you like to ball out and, buy all the diamonds in the world. Take 5 seconds to give a fuck about something that matters, that's going to uplift your community and that's going to improve the legacy of our young black boys. Because I'm sorry, but our black boys are like number one public enemy and they have to worry about police killing them or gunning them down. There's a lot of attention on it now, but the shit's been happening for many years. So it's cute. We laugh at it, but the shit is real sad. He needs to take a page out of Diddy's book, buy some shit
Do
that
something.
matters.
I really hope he is doing some kind of giving back all that fucking money he got instead of just spreading fucking ignorance. I mean, just give back, do something with your actual money, and just shut the fuck up and leave us alone.
You
Cause
could be ignorant and still fuck bitches and have a political stance. Look at
yeah,
45. He out here fucking
okay,
porn stars.
he ain't fucking Melania. I tell you that.
Poor Melania. But you know what? I saw a comment on Twitter that said, I mean, they dragged the fuck out of her, and I feel bad because she never asked for this. You know what I mean? She just wanted to be a rich man's
Listen,
wife and mind her business. But somebody was like, you worried about immigrants, you need to worry about the Slavic whorehouse that you dragged your wife up out of. Listen, it was a read in a matter of 240 characters, and I was like, you know what? He's right. They did drag her ass about a whorehouse. So, Melania, stay strong, girl. Um, y'all just pray for Floyd because he's not going to get any smarter. He can only go downhill from here. So keep him in your prayers.
yeah, he's still canceled, but pray for him. All right. Speaking of Trump, though, God, this story broke right after our last episode came out, and I couldn't pass it up. 45, as I would rather call him, he called several African nations, Haiti and El Salvador, shithole countries during a DACA meeting last week. A couple days later, he was standing up there reading, MLK Day that just passed. He was up there reading the MLK Junior Day proclamation, talking about we're all created equal and all this other shit that, he has to read because clearly he doesn't want to read it. Then he came back and made a statement after he called all those countries, shithole countries. No, I'm not a racist. I'm the least racist person you ever interviewed. That sounds like some shit like I have a black friend. I can't be racist. You know, that's the number one thing a racist person would say. He's proven time and time again that he is a fucking racist. This is not the first example, but for some reason he think we stupid. We figured you out. We over you already. Like, I'm just over Trump. Period.
Listen, please tell me you saw yesterday. I think his name is Dick Durbin. But
What happened?
basically, he went off on the lady that's over the Department of Homeland Security. Did you see that? Did you see
No,
a
I
clip of
didn't.
it? Okay. Well, in short, they were having a hearing about his comments in the White House, and all of his
Yeah.
good girlfriends and good boyfriends are saying, "Oh, he used really harsh language, but I can't recall. I don't know exactly what was said.
Lies. The
I had my
lies.
headphones and I stepped out. I went to the bathroom. They got many excuses, but they keep landing on the I don't recall. Now, if you ever get caught up, Ty, I suggest you use the I don't recall tactic as well.
Listen, I guess Trump told him snitches get stitches or something.
Basically, and they listen. So Dick Durbin let her ass have it. Y'all need to go Google it, look on CNN or wherever so you can see the full read. But basically, she was denying it with a smirk on her face. And when I tell you by the end, that smirk was gone. She probably was calling him all kinds of niggers in her mind, but he just got
Right.
really passionate. He got really upset about it because the shit is real. Like, he's like, you think it's cute. Like, you literally are over there smiling. He didn't say you think it's cute, but I think he should have. You're over there smiling while there's many Americans that are hurting by these comments to know that we have a racist in office.
Yeah, and her racist ass probably didn't budge, but I'm sure she was high fiving Trump when she went to the back. Probably grabbed her
Exactly.
by the pussy in the back. I'm
But
gonna tell
get
her.
this, she's leading the Department of Homeland Security and she was a White House aide. Let me put that into perspective.
That's Trump's whole legacy. Putting
Let me
people in
put that in.
position.
She's so fucking ignorant. She has no idea about public policy or anything. So yeah,
Listen,
she's gonna be loyal to him because she would still be going to get coffee if it wasn't for him putting her in charge of the Department of Homeland Security.
that's Trump's whole legacy. Like that's what he's done. Put people who don't know what the fuck they doing in a position that they have no experience in. How does that even make sense?
Her name is Kirsten Nielsen. I just want to give her a big fuck you, and I'm glad you got your face cracked on national TV by a black man. I'm sure that shit ain't feel
Listen,
good, sis.
let me go back. It makes perfect sense because that's exactly what 45 is, a person in a position he has no experience in. He said, let me bring in some other unqualified motherfuckers so I don't look as bad as I really do.
Exactly. Let's just do whatever the fuck. Who wanna? Basically, he was like, look. He looked around. He said, "Who want to be in charge? Hmm. I need somebody in charge of the
Right.
damn Department
Well,
of
he had to go
Homeland
whoever was
Security."
left because most of the motherfuckers were like, I ain't supporting you. So
He
he's like,
trifling. He might have held a dick sucking contest. Look, line up. We're gonna have a little dick sucking contest. I got time between meetings.
look, Melania, move over.
Melania probably stays in another room. I have a feeling, like I just
I
have
don't
this
think she
inkling they
stayed
don't
in the
even sleep
house
in the
with
same
him.
bed.
Probably not the same house unless they're visiting and doing something together. No, because she was supposed to stay in New York in the beginning anyway. I don't know what happened with that, but
People shame them because it's so damn expensive. It was something like $1 million a day for them to be in New York.
crazy, crazy.
Yeah.
Javon Jackie on Instagram said, "I guess he's done being grateful that Africa made his friends rich." That's the fucking truth.
Okay.
Urak Narson on Instagram said, "Are you guys really surprised? Like, come on. I'm white and a devoted Republican. Even I could have told y'all that this was how it was going to end up before this year was over."
Shut up, girl. We all knew that, but you still voted him in office.
That is the truth. God. Tia
I know.
Diva said, "Hope all these comments are from people that are going to vote in November. Hashtag Blue Wave."
Say that
And I
again,
couldn't
sis.
agree more. Okay, preach. 45 is also on the cancel list for the year. He's on the cancel list forever. It's not even indefinite. Like, it's a guarantee forever. He can go away.
And did you see he said he was in excellent health? I'm sorry, but you've been eating
I
McDonald's
just
on the
saw that.
daily. No fucking way.
Not only that, but the doctor's full of shit. How is Trump somehow getting healthier as he gets older? Isn't that nigga like 70 something?
He's fat. He's
Everybody else
big as a
health
damn
declining as we
house.
get older, and we trying to hang on, working out hard and shit. And here you are eating McDonald's, but somehow you getting older and healthier. How?
He's a
Somebody lying.
liar. He's a
Talking about he's
liar.
6'3" and 239, and he's on the border of being obese. No,
No,
nigga, that's obese already. The
you're
fuck?
already obese by the neck. By the neck, I'm saying. By the front and the back of his neck.
The
He's
neck,
definitely obese.
the earlobe, everything is wrong. That's all I got though. Articulate. That's all we got for the articulate section. Please be sure to add hashtag TAP or hashtag the articulate podcast when y'all are commenting around social media to let us know what your thoughts are, and we may quote you on the next episode or an upcoming episode. So this episode is brought to you by the Stephen Knight Show. The Stephen Knight Show combines heart, cultural views, fashion, and business news, indie music, along with celebrities from the world of sports and entertainment. The Stephen Knight Show will kick off its 8th season on air January 22nd, 2018 at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Previous guests have included Michael K. Williams, Tito Jackson, Faith Evans, Selena Johnson, Pam Long of the R&B group Total, Montel Jordan, Evelyn Braxton, and other celebrities, as well as many independent artists, movie directors, fitness and relationship experts, etc. The Stephen Knight Show airs each and every Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time only on thestephennightshow.com.
Welcome back. Let's get into the articulated topic of this week, Bitcoin. It's a very hot topic. Have you heard about it?
Actually, I have heard about it when I went home for Christmas this past year. Two of my cousins came up to me telling me about it and trying to get me to download this app to go ahead and enroll. I never enrolled because I felt like I wanted to do my own research first. I was scared. Like, I'm not trying to lose all my coins.
As you should be. You should definitely be, I wouldn't say scared, but you should be concerned with the volatility of it. And you should also do your research before you invest in it. But let's get into the topic a little more. So, Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency or a worldwide payment system. So, it's the first decentralized digital currency. What that means is that it's on the internet. It's all done digitally. There are no physical Bitcoin that you can go pick up from the store or a bank or even in exchange at the airport. You have to do all of your exchanges with Bitcoin over the internet. It was created back in 2009 by an unknown person or a group of people going by the name of Satoshi Nakamoto. Some people even said that the U.S. government created it, but
I heard it was Elon Musk, but he said it wasn't him, so.
yeah, it could have been Elon Musk, higher than Elon Musk.
Right.
So stars eat up. I'm sorry, that's one of my jams. It's
I
a
love that
bop.
song.
It is a bop. But in case you didn't know, Bitcoin can be used on sites like Expedia, to shop for furniture on Overstock, or you can buy Xbox games on Microsoft. You can buy things from a number of places. Have you ever tried to, well, you don't have Bitcoin, but have you
I
ever heard
had
of
no
people
idea though.
buying from websites like that?
No, I had no idea. I didn't even realize how you could use it or if you could cash it out as dollars. Like I had no idea. So that's part of my reservations.
Yeah, you can cash it out. You can buy online. You can buy a Tesla. I guess that may have been where the Elon Musk
Right.
reference came in because he's like, look, if you have Bitcoin, I accept it. I have a website that you can go to and buy a whole car using Bitcoin. But yeah, you can use it on Expedia. You can even you can pay for your cable on Dish Network. I don't know who has Dish Network, but hey, if you have it, you can pay
Other than
for it.
Ricky Smiley or
Other
Portia.
other than Ricky, oh my God, I love Portia. But yeah, there's a couple of companies that, not a couple, there's probably like a dozen or so companies that are using it, and there may be more. That's just the few that I saw online, but it's a network of people, in short, that use this cryptocurrency. So I would say the first time I heard about Bitcoin was when people were talking about the dark web or Silk Road, where people would go on and buy drugs, or there was even human trafficking involved. There were people putting hits out on other people, or, getting hitmen, etc. All of the negative stuff that's associated with the underworld. People were using Bitcoin to pay for that. And this was a long time ago. Even though Bitcoin was created like 9 years ago, I would say I heard about this. I heard about Silk Road probably back then, back when I was living in Atlanta
Yeah.
with you. Those were the good days. But
Right.
yeah, so users don't have to face each other, they don't have to see each other. So there's a safety network around who you're exchanging money with. But there is a huge risk to having Bitcoin. A hacker can come in and basically steal all of your Bitcoin. So if
See.
so if you purchase it, you still have to protect your wallet. Just like, you have your
Your
wallet on your
digital wallet.
person. Yes, you
Right.
need to make sure you clutch your wallet if some ne'er do wells come around. But I don't know if you guys heard about it. There was this guy in Wales. His name's James Howells, but he made headlines probably about 5 years ago when he said he threw away a computer hard drive that had 7,500 Bitcoin on there.
Goodbye.
Right. It was worth around $4 million at that time when he
Just
threw it away.
throw your life away.
Guess how much it's worth now?
I'm gonna get 400 million. I don't know.
Okay, that's a lot, but it's worth 108 million as of November of last year.
God is still blessing.
Okay, but it's in the garbage, so
So it's like in the
it's in
cloud
a
somewhere.
landfill. No, it's a physical hard drive.
Well, yeah, but okay, I
Yeah,
can't.
it's not in the cloud. I mean, what may be
The
in the
money.
cloud is when he exchanged that money, because that's the way people keep up with the value of Bitcoin. There's a general ledger, um, also known as blockchain, that houses all of the exchanges people do with Bitcoin. So, like I was referencing earlier, if you go on there and you buy drugs, or if you buy a piece of pizza, I mean, not a piece, a whole pizza, um, using Bitcoin, it's going to go on that general ledger and you're going to have an ID associated with it. So, if I use Bitcoin, it's not going to be under Savage, right? It's going to be under ID number 56897
Right.
2, whatever the number is. It's all anonymous and it's all using an ID number. So, as of this morning, how much do you think the current price of Bitcoin is?
Like one Bitcoin,
Yeah, one of them, one whole Bitcoin.
$1,000.
Close. It's worth $11,181 as of this morning.
So if I download the app, like I'm basically buying a piece of a Bitcoin unless I have the whole 11,000.
That's correct.
I can't.
Yeah. And it actually can be broken down to the smallest divisible amount of a Bitcoin is 100 millionth. You can buy 100 millionth of a Bitcoin, and that is called a Satoshi, which is named after the founder. See, it's starting to sound ridiculous. Yeah. So you can use it to buy things electronically, or you can shop at some of those companies I listed before where you can purchase goods there. But what makes it different from using regular currency like the US dollar or yen, or euros is that there's no single institution that's controlling the Bitcoin network. Like there's the World Bank and the Federal Reserve Bank that we have in the US that regulates or that is the central authority for the US dollar. Even the US Mint, where we can print money, you can't just go and copy, you can't scam Bitcoin yet.
Right.
Okay? So I'm sorry, scammers. You need to stick to stealing credit card numbers or putting skimmers on machines. There's nothing like that for Bitcoin yet. But like I said before, people have hacked into it. Um, I forgot the name of, damn it, I forgot the name of it, but the first exchange, hackers basically bankrupted it by hacking into that exchange and taking all of the Bitcoins out. So that was a huge market
Craziness.
crash. Yeah. So there's always a risk, even though, like, I guess with anything that people say is going to make you tons of money, there's always going to be high risk associated with it.
So
So
essentially, just like investing in the stock market, you have to do your research.
you have to do your research and you have to protect your Bitcoin. So you can
Yeah.
buy them, right? But you still need to make sure you're investing in a really good system to make sure that they are thoroughly protected. So you can't get unlimited Bitcoins. You can't just copy them or come up with a process to recreate them. You have to buy or sell them using a Bitcoin exchange. Coinbase is one of the leading exchanges. And I believe, I'm trying to remember who invested in that. I don't know if it was Nas or Ashton Kutcher, but there's a number of celebrities that have invested in Bitcoin. One of them we mentioned earlier, Floyd Mayweather, he invested in it. Um,
Of
Ashton
course he did.
Kutcher, huh?
I said, of course he did.
Of course he did. I mean, and he's spoken about it on social media before as well. But Nas, he has a company called Queensbridge Venture Partners, and they've invested in Coinbase. So yeah, it was Nas. Jamie Foxx, DJ Khaled. I guess his son got a couple Bitcoins too, aside.
All people who are richer than me. So maybe I should think about it.
Basically, Donald Glover, aka Childish Gambino, he invested in it, and Paris Hilton. But let me tell you something: people drew
Mm,
the line at Paris Hilton. They said, "Who? She
yeah.
is endorsing it. I can't."
This no longer sounds legitimate. Paris is involved.
Okay, if Paris is involved, I don't know. But luckily, anyone can join the Bitcoin network. Anyone can go on and buy and sell Bitcoin. There's absolutely, I mean, besides being rich, right, to thoroughly invest in Bitcoin, you don't have to be super wealthy in order to get in on the action. So I think we talked about this a little bit, but how do you get them? You can go onto the exchange or you can mine. Now, Bitcoin mining is really hot right now. I know I've seen a number of ads that say, "Oh, you want to make some money? You should mine Bitcoin." And that's not legitimate. So, um you should definitely be aware of that and make sure you do your research before you start to invest or start to do any type of Bitcoin mining. So, what is it based on? Conventional currency, dollars, US dollars and euros, it's been based on gold or silver. Anyway, Bitcoin's not based on gold, it's based on mathematics. So everyone's using software programs that follow a mathematical formula to produce the Bitcoin. So the formula is freely available. Anyone can check it out. The software is open source. Anyone can take a look at that as well. But when things are open source, people can easily hack into it. That's what makes Apple so secure, even though they've had their data breaches, right? It's not open source software. It's very proprietary. And you should keep that in mind, again, when you're trying to secure your Bitcoin.
The math part is what scares me because it like, of course, when you download an app and you just put your money out there, that simplifies everything. But knowing that there's this whole math part behind it scares me. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're doing, like the whole mining and all that shit.
Yeah, and that's why people say developers or people that have a background in computer science really thrive using Bitcoin because they understand those
Right.
mathematical
Yeah.
formulas and they understand security behind it. So those are just things you should be aware of. You can do whatever you want to do if you put your mind to it. No, but for
So
real, you shouldn't be afraid of it. I'm just saying take precaution and definitely do your research before you dive into it. Um, so just to talk about some of the important features, again, it's decentralized. It's really easy to get it set up. So just like when you go to open up a bank account, it's honestly, it's not that hard to open up a bank account, but with Bitcoin, you can set up an address in seconds and no fees. So if you want to just test it out and try it out, you can go set up an account and start doing that. Again, it's anonymous. You're assigned an ID number, but there's no personal identifying information like an address or a name or anything like that linked to your accounts. It's completely transparent. Every single transaction, no matter what it is going to be in the general ledger. And that's called blockchain. And the blockchain pretty much tells it all. So if you have publicly used your Bitcoin address, then anybody can tell how many Bitcoins are stored at that address. They just don't know that it's Thais or
Right.
Savages. They just know this particular address has a shit ton of Bitcoin. So there's ways people make it more opaque. And one of those ways is just not using the same address consistently. You can have as many addresses as you want and not transferring a lot of Bitcoin to a single address. So basically, by like having like 20 different addresses and spreading them out or diversifying will help you to remain anonymous. So fees, I've read that it can be anywhere from $0 to 1% as far as a transaction fee. It's really fast. Um, People can get it within a minute. Another thing I've read is that you can send the money, but the person can't mine it until the deed is done or until the good has been exchanged. So there's still a good amount of security. And lastly, once you send them, there's no way of getting them back. So the only way you'll get them back is if the person you sent them to decides to return them.
Kind of like coin.
Right. So some of the big names, like the CEO of JP Morgan, he called Bitcoin a fraud. He supports blockchain technology, but he thinks Bitcoin is stupid and far too dangerous. Warren Buffett called it a mirage. Howard Marks called it wishy-washy. But there's still a number of people that are investing in it that are super wealthy, and we talked about them a little bit earlier. But again, people are pretty much on two sides, or there are two sides, right? There's people that buy into it that either really like it or really hate it, or there's people that are completely apathetic and have no idea what Bitcoin is and have no desire to know what Bitcoin is. And that's what gives it value. The more people that buy into it, the more valuable it becomes.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
I
so
feel
just
like people like Warren Buffett, you have to just think about how it affects them before to figure out where their opinion comes from.
right,
Because
most of his money is in the stock market.
yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway,
So you should be aware of that. The last point I just wanted to say on, I guess, the recent updates on Bitcoin is that the Square now will allow people to use Cash App to buy and sell Bitcoin. So you guys should be aware of that as well. Um, there was one last piece I wanted to say. I don't know if you're aware of these twins, Tyler and Cameron Winklevoss. Have you ever
no.
heard of them?
Who the hell is that?
Apparently, they founded Facebook or something like that. They founded something called Connect You when they were at Harvard, and they
Oh
sued
yeah,
and won.
yeah. I remember seeing that was part of the movie, the Facebook movie about with Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we
Anyway,
always associate Mark Zuckerberg with Facebook, but it was actually these twins that came up with the prototype and they sued him. But I brought them up because they're the first Bitcoin billionaires. They invested in it way back in the day, and they are literally billionaires by using Bitcoin. So
hmm.
they're coined up. So those are just some names you should be aware of. There are a few more names that you should be aware of and sources that I'm going to list on our website, thearticulatepodcast.com. Excuse me. But in conclusion, you should have an understanding of computer science. You don't have to be an expert, but you should understand what makes cryptocurrency so great, right? The fact that it establishes digital trust. So somebody in Antarctica, theoretically, can exchange Bitcoin for a good in South Africa without seeing this person. However, each of those people know that they're going to receive their goods or they're going to receive their Bitcoin. So that's one thing that is a huge leap for the advances we've made in the internet. And a lot of the sources that I found are saying that this is just the tip of the iceberg. There's more to come. It's just going to continue to grow and expand and increase our economies across the world, because it's not just limited to what the central organizations are valuing the dollar at or valuing the euro at. This is based on the value of the people that are using the Bitcoin. So while that sounds obscure, it's an amazing sell and it's amazing advancement for our society. So you guys should definitely take that away from Bitcoin. And like anything that rises to the top in a speedy fashion, like the housing market, for example, it can come down and crash just as fast. So you'll hear people say that there's a bubble. Although I don't know. I'm going to pick a side and say I definitely think it's a bubble and it's definitely going to pop. But you just need to make sure you get in at the right time if you decide to buy a Bitcoin or a Satoshi, a little tiny itty bitty piece of one.
And get out at the right time.
And get out at the right time. So long term, this is going to be awesome technology. As more people buy into it, the more the value will go up. And although there's a lot of hype around it, there's a lot of value. And the true value is that it's created this decentralized network and this digital trust that's only going to advance our society. So I hope you guys were able to grab a few takeaways from that Bitcoin, from our articulated segment on Bitcoin. I'm going to post my findings and research on our website at thearticulatepodcast.com along with a few sources. And thanks for hanging in there. And we're going to go to a quick commercial. Stephen Knight's show combines heart, cultural views, and business news, indie music, along with celebrities from the world of sports and entertainment. The Stephen Knight Show will kick off its 8th season on air next Monday, January 22nd at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. So you guys should definitely tune into that. Previous guests on the show have been Michael Williams, not Michelle. Excuse me. Tito Jackson, Faith Evans, Silena Johnson, Farnsworth Bentley, Kelly Price, and a long list of celebrities, independent artists, movie directors, fitness, and relationship experts. The Stephen Knight Show airs each and every Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, only at thestephennightshow.com.
All right, y'all. We're back. We like to close this thing out with words of the week. In this little segment, I will give a couple words and their definitions, and Savage and I will attempt to use those words in a sentence, hopefully related to the week's topics, whatever we talked about in today's show. It doesn't always work out that way, or it probably won't work out that way every time, but I also hope that you guys take these words with you and use them for the week. The first word is intrepid.
I knew somebody that drove an Intrepid back in the day. It was burgundy.
Listen, that used to be the shit. Wait, was that an Oldsmobile?
I think so. All I know is it was an Intrepid.
Where are they? Somebody came along and got rid of every Oldsmobile on Earth, because I don't see one. I don't see them. You see all the other old ass cars.
You go to the country, I bet you see those. You'll see Grand Prix.
Excuse me. When I go home to the country in Virginia, I do not see them.
I see Grand Prix.
But intrepid is an adjective, and it's spelled INTREPID. And it means characterized by resolute fearlessness, fortitude, and endurance. So it's somebody that's fearless. All right. Characterized by resolute fearlessness, fortitude, and endurance. Intrepid. It's an adjective. You want to go first?
Yes. I am looking for the most intrepid nigga on this side of the Mason-Dixon with the stamina of a wild bull from Mexico and the personality of Barack, but the
is becoming the longest
sexual prowess of a god of some sort.
I think this got real for a minute.
It did. I felt it.
Intrepid. Let's see. Obama was, well, you know what? Who'd you say? Ashton Kutcher. No, I'm gonna go with somebody black. Jamie Foxx was intrepid as fuck when it came to attaining Bitcoin. That's the best I could do. All right. Whatever. Second word, algid.
Spell it.
Algid is spelled Algid. Algid is an adjective, and it simply means chilly or cold.
I took. Oh, I thought you was ready.
No go.
I took some salmon to work, and I said what I will not do is eat this algae. I'm gonna heat it up. I don't care who has an attitude. Come see me.
Talk. Work. No. I do it all the time, please. I'm gonna take a different approach. Let me see. 45 is an algid blood motherfucker.
Are we using this right? Are
Wait,
we trying to use it
it
like
means
cold
cold.
blooded?
It's an adjective. Yes.
I understand it's an adjective.
That's
I feel
right.
like we're taking the easy way out. Like, would you describe somebody's personality type as cold or algid?
Yes. I would describe 45 as
In the
cold.
summertime, I am a algid ass bitch, but in the wintertime, I want to cuddle and boo love and cuff.
Listen, we just can't give them any basic sentences. I think we got to,
All right.
All right, y'all. So that was words of the week. That's all we got for y'all. Please remember to visit us at thearticulatepodcast.com. All the episodes are available right now on SoundCloud and YouTube. They will become available soon enough in other places. I know you guys like to listen, like Apple Podcasts and Stitcher. But keep an eye on our website for when that transition happens. Please remember to subscribe to our page wherever you listen so you can get notified. As soon as new episodes are uploaded every Thursday. Also, please join our mailing list, which when you go to our homepage at thearticulatepodcast.com, if you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see a sign up section for our mailing list to stay updated on everything happening with me and Savage.
And I just want to remind you guys to engage with us on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram. Oh, on those two, we are The Articulate Podcast. On Twitter, we are The Articulate PC. And remember to add us because we might mention you, call you out, just to boost your internet notoriety. And tell a friend if you've liked this podcast or if you've learned something. Make sure you spread the word so you can help us grow and continue to push these words or drugs, however you want to look at it, out to you guys. Keep serving you in the words of my favorite artist, Gucci Mane. And I hope you guys have a good week. Thanks for tuning in, and come see us next week. Same time, same place.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.
Hold them bands down. Hold your mans down. Who told you come around?